Welcome to Carnivore Expeditions.
We are about to check out a known pit. This is a cave that I found last year with my buddy Brandon. And we're just going to take a quick look in this cave just to see if we missed anything. This is a very unique cave because you can rappel into it and you can also rappel out of it. And there are a lot of caves that you can do a through trip, but there are very few caves where you actually rappel out the bottom entrance back into the forest. So, neat cave, and I'm happy to be able to show it to you. But got a Rap 3 pull 2 around that tree, and the pit is right over here. It's kind of hidden by all of this thick Alabama canopy. Try to pull some of this out of the way. That's why you need to be really careful when you go hiking in this part of Alabama in the summer, because you can't always see the holes, but the holes will swallow you and you'll be lost forever. But let me get all this stuff out of the way. All right, there's the pit proper. There's the tree we got rigged. I'm gonna tie a knot in the bottom of this rope, and the reason we tie knots in the bottom ropes is just in case the rope isn't long enough, we don't rappel off the end of the rope. So got the knot in my rope, and I'm going to send it down this pit. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is about a 40 or 50 foot pit, and I think this is about a 70 foot rope, so we should have a little bit of rope to spare.
I'd rather have too much rope than not enough.
Okay, there we go. Are we ready? Well, heck, no, we're not ready. I don't have any vertical gear on, so I'll be right back. All right, guys, we're here at the top of a known pit, and we've got a webbing wrap around that tree, and the rope's coming down, going over this root down into this pit, which I think is about 50 feet. And I'm going to go down first, make sure the rope touches the bottom, and after I call off rope, then Hunter will get on rope. We've already done our safety checks. We've checked all of our harnesses and connection points, and everything looks good. So I am on rope.
I don't think we need any padding. I don't see any sharp edges.
On rappel.
Ah, spider webs in my face. Okay, I misremembered. This is more than 50 feet. It looks more like 70 feet. I just hope the rope reaches the bottom. 70 feet is about like a 5-story building, maybe a little longer.
Well, it feels better in here. It's 90 degrees outside, and I just hit the air condition, so definitely happy about that. Okay, I'm on the ledge. You gotta get the rope off the ledge here and throw it on down to the bottom. Okay, I see Hunter up there looking down at me. One more ledge, and there's some of that Alabama cactus I threw down the hole. Oh wow, the rope is just barely enough. That's why we tie a knot in the bottom of the rope, just in case it doesn't reach. So let me get off rope and out of the way. Off rope!
Okay. On rope.
All right, on belay. All right, Hunter is about to come down the pit, and this is really just a gorgeous pit. I would estimate it's about 60 feet. He's dropping some rocks, and there's a sunbeam coming down the pit, and I don't know if it's picked up on the GoPro, but man, that sunbeam is just really gorgeous the way it's hitting the wall. The camera may filter out that sunbeam. I hope it doesn't, but I'll know later when I go home and look at the footage. But Hunter is right there at the entrance, and he's a fairly new vertical caver, but this is about his, I don't know, 6th or 8th pit. So he's a fast study, and he's picked up on it really, really quickly. So he's just being slow and methodical, working his way down. He's almost to one of the first ledges, and he'll just rappel on down past that ledge, and he'll make his way down to the next ledge.
Speed comes with experience. I'd rather him go slow and...
All right. He's at the next ledge, and there's one more ledge below him. Now he's at what I call the big ledge, and that is the final pitch before he gets off rope. So all right, now he will say the magic words, I hope.
Off rope.
All right, good job. Okay, here's the pit we came down, the bottom of the rope. We're going right around the corner here and into this hole. We've got a little bit of crawling to do before the next drop. There's a squeeze up ahead. It won't be squeeze for me. It might not be much of a squeeze for you. And I don't know if I'm gonna have to take off my vertical gear or not. All right, the pancake up ahead, I'm gonna leave on my vertical gear, but I might regret it.
Gosh, it's tight.
That's the tightest squeeze I've done in a while. All right, here comes Hunter coming through this tight spot. I would estimate there's only about 10 inches here. And all right, he's made it through the worst of it. Got some good airflow coming through here. All right.
Didn't even touch my back.
Okay. Well, you had more room to spare than I did. All right, Hunter is making his way down. Don't come exactly toward my light. You're gonna want to go back a little ways first. Yeah, if you come right toward my light, that's too tight. You need to go back like you're going away from me, and then go down and hit the stream. Yep, because if you come right toward me, that's gonna be fun.
That first crawl was smooth and tight. This one isn't as tight, but it's jagged.
We could probably take some time and make that way a little more pleasant by moving some rocks out of the way, but as remote as this cave is, it's not like it gets a lot of visitors, but although it should, because it's really an amazing cave. I don't know if I'd come down there or stay back where your feet are. I mean, whatever you know you can squeeze through, just don't squeeze through something you know you don't fit.
But you're smaller than me, so you may fit in those tight spaces.
But anyway, as Hunter makes his way toward me, I'm gonna pan around, and you can see the cave exit over there, but that is not a cave exit to the ground. That is a cave exit to the top of the trees. We're gonna do another rappel here shortly. I'm gonna go rig the exit, and I put in some bolts last year, stainless steel bolts, so they should be good. Just want to make sure my rope's long enough. All right, here we are. And got a hanger up here, got a hanger right here. How cool is that, where you get to rappel into a cave and you also get to rappel out of a cave back to the forest floor. So that is an incredible drop right there. Just hope we have a rope that's long enough. Okay, we have the exit rappel rigged. Got a double figure 8 going all the way to the bottom. I think that's maybe about 60 to 70 feet, and I can see that the rope is resting there on the bottom, and Hunter wants to be first this time, so I'm gonna move out of the way and let him have the first rappel. Okay, here we go. We're at the top of this 70-foot rappel. Hunter is about to rappel out of the cave, which is very unusual. It's not very often that you rappel out of the cave and land in the forest floor, but he's about to slide off this boulder, and he's still got his ascender clipped in. He's going to test the rope. And this is just such an awesome rappel. I mean, this is like a beautiful rappel. Just think that we're out here doing awesome stuff when most of the population, they're sitting at home right now watching Starsky and Hutch or Beretta or Columbo or whatever comes on TV these days. I don't know. Do those shows still come on? But we're not on the couch, man. We're out here doing stuff, getting it done. And all right. A lot of vertical caving. A lot of times it's just gear management. All right, have a good ride.
I'm trying to get going.
I'm probably going to move this rock. I have my hand on it. It's a little loose. I'll wait until you get off rope.
I think the mud's got it in it or something. There we go.
Okay.
Lots of good footholds. This is a good lip.
Yeah, just kind of find the sweet spot and let her rip. There you go.
He is completely away from the wall at this point, just way out in midair.
Yeah. Man, you're just out in the middle of nowhere right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a good rope. It doesn't spin. And this is just really an awesome view. You can rappel out into broad daylight and see 360 degrees all around you. Beautiful day here in Alabama.
I would say he's about 20 feet off the ground at this point. And my rope's a little dirty, so it probably doesn't ride as quickly as some ropes. This is static caving rope. It's rather stiff and it doesn't go through equipment as quickly as, say, a flexible dynamic rope. But then again, this has a different application than a dynamic rope, so looks like he's almost at the bottom. And his feet are touching the ground, so great job, man.
That's a good rappel for a fairly new vertical caver.
Okay, on rope. All right, Hunter is back on rope and he's going up the rope back into the cave. We rappelled down here to the bottom just to check it out. And you can see the top of the Y up there where I have my rope tied in double figure 8. So he's climbing back up to the balcony or the window, and then we're going to go back into the cave and get back to our ridge walk.
Folks, I'm going to wrap up the video. You can really help us out by leaving a comment or by hitting that like button. I'm going to put some links up on the screen to some other great caving and outdoor videos, which I think you're going to love. Thank you for watching. May God bless you, and we'll see you next time.